Okay, I think we can start. Let me check. Thanks, Nat. Beautiful intro, beautiful background. I think we all wanted this, so kudos. It was nice. Okay. I don't see Killian in this. Oh, okay, it's Towik. Let's start with the DAO community updates. Oh, sorry, Killian. Okay, let's start with DAO community updates.
Hey, so this week the most important news is call for candidates for the DAO committee. It will run up to May 25th, so you have up to this date to post your candidates on the forum.
Thanks for that, Gillian. Thanks for that, Peanut. Yeah, finally we are getting a new DAO committee member after Yamal's resignation, so let's hope this goes well and let's move forward with the established process. Then we've got the governance squad updates. I'll share my screen. There's a presentation. Wait a sec. Let me know if you can all see it.
We can.
Great. Oh, what's happening? Sorry, I'll try again. In the meanwhile, if anybody else can help me with this, would be great. Don't know why it's not working.
Do you need a singer?
Yes, a singer.
Please.
Yes, I know. I was gonna say I had my ukulele this time too.
On the town hall today, our team is working on a hackathon project during the whole Thursday and Friday. We're tinkering with some AI tools in order to see the potentialities that those tools might have on governance processes and things like that. So you'll probably see some news from our side, like a demo recording or a blog post or at least a Discord post in the next couple of days. So we decided to focus on the work that we were doing and record a short video for this town hall. So sorry for not being there. Today we're going to be showing two features, one that we just launched a couple of hours ago, and the other one that we're going to be launching in the next week. The first one is about, we already discussed this a little bit in previous town halls, and you see it on our team updates and things like that. It's the badges mechanism for DAO, basically social recognition for the DAO. This idea of recognizing people for being part of like teams in the DAO, or for I don't know, being a top voter of the month, or by I don't know, creating a lot of proposals or things like that. It's this idea. We all know this idea of badges and rewards from video games and other social networks and things like that. So you probably are aware of this concept. And the other feature that Nico is going to be showing, it's about some improvements that we're doing to our identity system, like linking accounts and things like that. He will showcase that later. So let's deep dive into the badges thing. Basically, what we did is we partnered with a tool, with a protocol called OtterSpace, that is like a DAO tooling, let's say a community building tooling platform that is built on top of the Soulbound token protocol in Ethereum. So it's basically on-chain, or the badges are on-chain and can be connected with off-chain activities. So basically, wherever you do could be turned into an on-chain badge that you can basically show off wherever you want. So what we did, and let me be super clear, this is like the first version of this feature. So you don't say, okay, these guys are just like issuing badges for themselves. Well, not, but or yes, but it was because the simplest way to start working on this feature. So what we did is, well, first we created an entity in other space, and we created badges for each one of the committees and for each one of the core units. So you will see badges for the Facilitation Squad, the Grant Support Squad, the Governance Squad, Revocations Committee, World Creations Committee, the DAO Committee, and the Security Advisory Board. We didn't airdrop the tokens to the Security Advisory Board yet for security reasons. And members, like holders of these tokens, will be able to see the tokens under, like the badges under their names. So once you click here, you will see a description of the badge, like this account belongs to a current Decentraland DAO Governance Squad member. This is squad is responsible for developing its like a short description, an asset, and a title. The badges are, I mean, you can enable or disable badges. I mean, you will still have the badge, but the status will be disabled. So if I decide to leave the Governance Squad, the Governance Squad dissolves wherever, these badges will be transformed into like a disabled badge. It is pretty cool. For example, I can showcase, I don't know, let's say, so I think Fez created this proposal. Yeah. So Fez will have the Facilitation Squad badge, and you will see that he has a badge here. You will see on this landing how many people has this badge. So for example, Facilitation Squad 3, Grant Support Squad 4, the Creations Committee, it's like 15 members, DAO Committee 2, and things like that. So we believe that this is like pretty cool. Again, this is like the first version of this. So you will see more about these features, specifically things related to granting badges for activity, like votes per proposal, like people who voted a lot on DAO, people like delegates and things like that. So let us know if you have any questions, and let's go over with Nico for the identity system improvements. See you later. Bye.
Here, Nico from the Governance Squad. This is a quick video to show you the feature I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. It's about linking your DAO profile with your forum profile. As you can see, when you comment in proposals, the profile you see here, when you click, it goes to your forum profile. But the idea now is that you can see your DAO profile. So to do that, I've been working on this feature where you can go here to your profile, here linked profiles, and you will see this mobile. So if you go to link accounts, go to forum accounts, you have to do 3 steps. The first one is sign a message. As you can see, MetaMask pop-up will pop up. Don't worry, this will not trigger a transaction in the blockchain, so you don't have to pay any fees of any kind. It's like when you vote, it's the same thing. So you have to click on sign, then have to copy to your clipboard the signed message. Just click and copy, and then you have to go to a specific thread in the forum to paste the reply, the message, like so. And then when you go back, you will see this, got it. And when you go again to the proposal, you will see that your profile it's in the comments, and then also you have this small icon that means that you already did this process of linking your profiles. So that's basically it. If you have any doubts, please reach us. Okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Thanks for that, Governance Squad. I think they're both powerful features. I see a lot of future and potential for the badges. So yeah, as always, thanks for that. And thanks, Juani, for answering the questions in the chat. Okay. If there are any questions about this specific topic, let's board it at the end of this meeting. So now we can jump into the DAO operations and facilitation updates. The first thing that we want to give an update on is the RFI proposal. So basically, you all would know that a couple of weeks ago we submitted a draft proposal for the RFI procedure for the DAO to ask specific questions about specific topics to the foundation. And after some back and forth with the foundation and with the community, we finally submitted the binding governance proposal. And we basically added some topic restraints and revised it again, the timings, after the foundation feedback. So it's basically the same, but with some revisions. That's for the RFI proposal. The other update on operations is the strategic planning working group update. So many of you also will know that we're conducting a collaborative strategic planning. We're conducting a strategic planning group with some community members. The channel is still open, and well, for the ones that don't know, the first session was more about defining our mission and vision as a DAO, and then we focused on a SWOT analysis for some specific areas that we predefined. And the session that we held, I think it was on Monday, we finalized with the mission and vision stage, and we moved forward with the second iteration of the SWOT analysis. So the mural where we are posing our thoughts and we are brainstorming about this analysis, it will remain open for a couple of more days. In the meanwhile, me and Lorelike are conducting some specific analysis and putting together a summary for that. And as a next step, we'll jump into the data collection for that specific areas of interest that we discussed. So right now we are kind of brainstorming and defining some metrics and KPIs for those categories to later on conduct a comparative analysis between our DAO, other DAOs, other projects, and to build specific objectives for our DAO. So that's basically for the strategic planning working group. We're having another meeting, I think, in 2 weeks from now. And I think we can jump into the strategic comms update. So I'll pass it to you, Nat.
Hello. You can hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So we just are finished up our monthly Pulse edition, and that should hopefully be going out later today or early tomorrow. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Also, just to give you a heads up, to add it to your calendar, the new sessions of AMAs will be starting up in May 25th, and they will also be taking place at the same time, 10 o'clock on Thursdays before the early town hall, so every Thursday. Yeah, I'll continue to be hosting those as well. And for those of you who missed it, last week we had a great Twitter Spaces with Sandstorm about the recent Decentraland headquarter contest. It was a lot of fun, I thought. And we also have another one coming up next Tuesday, and with Teenybot and Unicorn Horns. And this one will be about how they've partnered with MTV for their 3rd annual Mental Health Action Day, which is happening on May 18th. So hopefully you guys can join us for that as well. And yeah, be sure to set your reminder for that. Continue to work on planning and creating content and for Twitter, YouTube channel, and our weekly newsletter. And also, if you haven't checked out those, be sure to head over there and give us a follow. And this town hall will be up there later today or early in the morning as well. And any community member or grantee, if you guys have any articles or events or anything, please feel free to always reach out to me so I can share that with the community. And last but not least, we have another In World Meetup later today with Canessa. So hopefully you guys can join us for that, and I'll be sharing the link to the In World for that later. So with that, I'll pass it back to you, Fede.
Thanks, Nat. Okay, really appreciate all the things that you're working on. And as a last update, not an update actually, many of you will know also that we have a new member of our team, a moderator to be more precise, and he's Can Wolf. He's been around the community, not directly involved in this community, but he has been around in our projects of Wave3 and gaming. So I think a lot of you already have some back and forth with him and already met him in the general chat, but would like to, again, welcome him, and let's give him 1 minute or 2 minutes to introduce himself. And yep, welcome, Cam Wolf.
Hello, guys. How are you? Yeah, I'm been around in Discord since a lot of time ago. You can see on my profile, and I've been mainly moderator for gaming community with NFT projects and Web3 in general. So yeah, I hope we can make this work, and I'm proud to be part of this community. So any questions, you can contact with me in the general chat. And thank you guys for the warm welcome.
Thanks to you, Cam Wolf. I think we already told you this a couple of times, but you're really brave for this. So
yeah,
thanks for that.
Everyone says that, and it's starting to scare me, but I will be brave.
Thanks. Okay, and last topic, we've got the Grant Support Squad updates. So Gia, I'll pass it to you, or Zeno. I don't know who's talking this time.
Just to everyone. So Fifi here from the Grant Support Squad. How are you all doing today? And can you tell me from which city are you listening to us today? Well, from our side today, it's all about N's report. We will hear from NFT shop and the branding project for the Decentraland DAO. But first, we are also finishing our grant. So I will invite Gia now to walk us through from the learnings and achievements that we have from the Grant Support Squad. Gia.
Thank you so much, Fifi. I'll try to present from my screen. Let me know if you can see it.
Okay, yeah, it working. Yes, I can.
Let me know when you can see it on full screen.
Yep.
We did.
All right. So welcome, Cam Wolf. We're glad that you're here. And for everyone, the rest, hi friends. It's Gia here from the Grant Support Squad. And today I have a very exciting presentation, as it is time for our grant report. So for the ones that are here, every time we finish a grant term, we are committed to bring a grant along with some feedback from the grantees and some learnings gathered during this 6-month period. So let's dive into it. As you already know, we work on 3 goals in the Grant Support Squad, and inside those goals, we generate activities that change and evolve depending on what the program needs. So the first one, which is to support the grantees, we have improved the onboarding process. So this means that 100% of the grantees were onboarded. There is no one who enters the grants program without receiving a warm welcome email, letting them know all the basic information and clear expectations from the grants program. Plus, we invite them to have a one-on-one call with us so they can make all the questions that they might have. And then we are also allocated 1 PM per grant, 1 project manager or program manager, who would be the point of contact for addressing blockers and requests for the grantee until the end of their grant, providing clarity in communications with someone from our team who has deep knowledge along their process. Then we are also supporting all active grants. We have had 129 meetings with grantees during this period, and we have identified 15 blockers and 55 requests. 2 are still being solved by our Grant Support Squad team. And we also improved the grantees support. We have a process for constantly updating documentation. And as I mentioned, we have stated clear points of contact via email and Discord. We also improved promotion for grantees. So during this time, 25 projects presented in town halls, and we have produced 13 Decentraland blog articles that were published in our blog to give visibility to the grants projects. Then for the second goal, to foster transparency in the grants ecosystem, now with the changes in the grants request form, updates are a requirement from design, which provides transparency to the rest of the community. Thank you, Governance Squad, for that. Plus, we are generating open roadmaps from grantees, which are public, and they are done with the grantees in the same process. So that's where we get activities proposed with its current status. Some things slightly change. So we are providing transparency over that too. Then we also are generating roadmaps and publishing on Discord to provide clarity on our activities. Also, we have started measuring broad metrics from the grantees, so that is a change that has been implemented to the grants request form, asking for key impact metrics, which helps track contributions along the way. And also, we're fostering fluent communications, so we are always currently working with the DAO core units, the DAO community, the DAO grantees, and also the Decentraland Foundation to improve fluent communication and connections that help the grantees with their blockers and their requests too. And then next slide. On guaranteeing efficient use of community between the vision of the new community to revoke grants. So we passed the 3-step proposed this period. So also we call to Meta, to Bay, and to Mariana, and update on that. Next week we will start their onboarding. I don't know if you still see the stream. FiberTel is struggling, yes. Let me know if you can see it. Awesome. There is something that I would like to mention here, which is that this, when we talk about guarantee and efficient use of the community, we also talk about how much money was brought back to the community or stayed within the community when we raise concerns from the grantees. So we have a grant form. We received those concerns. We analyzed 100% of the we received. The cases that we have revoked were 6, and then we also unpaused grants that were paused, 3 grants. And that gave us 250,000, a little bit more of money that was staying in the DAO treasury until we understood if those cases either need to be revoked or unpaused so far. There is something really important to mention here, which is that this metric is just a status of where we are, but revocations are not accomplishments for our. The goal is that with the other areas the support squad is working, we can build a healthy grants program where the community makes tend to see in a long run. So please take this number as what it is. Before we did not have either grants paused or we couldn't really grants, but this is something that is being created and will be evolving for as long as the program lives. Well, congrats to the community for that. And last, to make a better grants program, you already know that during this 6 months period, the team has grown, so welcome Fifi. We also raised grants program awareness. So if you, for example, were a Web3 builder and went into a quick search to see grants programs for contributing to projects, for example, and was not featured in any. So we actively started contacting them, and today we are listed in the Web3 Research Institute, in Ethereum Foundation ecosystem grants, Web3 Academy, Web3 Native, and we hope that that grows organically in the future. Now, also to make a better grants program, we have been updating the frequently asked questions, and we have created security recommendations. And we have proposed improvements for the governance the app. So you can see those, like I posted here a few. I'm not going to go into them, all of them, but we will publish these in our last, the 6th update for our grant. And we also have these new initiatives. So we have launched the Testing Tuesday sessions. So far we have held 11, and we also implemented POAPs as a way to thank community contributions for attending Maybe these can be badges. And now I would like to share, as an overall for these 6 months, feedback from the grantees. So this is really important part of what we do, because every time a grant finishes, we send them an end of grant report, so they can let us know what they learned from their grants, what are the changes from their initial proposals and within the end of the grant. We also understand what helped them thrive, and also we ask them how we can make a better grants program. So regarding that, every now and then we sit carefully, read them, and it is our way to measure the impact beyond the metrics. And also actually to understand the grants program impact in their professional development, among other things. So here I will briefly present the most common responses to these questions. Regarding what do the grantees learn, they learn about the Decentraland community. They also learn about our SDK, and also they gain entrepreneurial skills. Then, sorry, can you hear me? Because I'm seeing maybe a few things.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
They are just
then also about what changes from initial proposals. Changes are mostly held on either resources, for example, the API or the hosting services that they use. Changes are also seen in features based on technical restrictions within Decentraland. Then for the question on how do they impact Decentraland community, most of that is either or tooling or bringing new users to Decentraland. Then regarding what helped them thrive, community validation, that's a huge deal for them. And for no one's surprise, the Grant Support Squad, because we are constantly in contact with them, with their blockers and requests. And then last but not least, how can we make a better grants program? Most of them say that it is well structured, but there is a huge concern regarding how to avoid plutocracy. And now the last thing for this presentation, it's the 5 learnings that we have had from this grant during these 6 months. The first learning is that information is everywhere. So we are constantly being asked for information that exists, and it's either in the documentation or the DAO calendar or sent via email. And also it is hard for newcomers to learn about the grants program. So for our next period, we'd like to generate a landing page for the grants program where information for current and for future grantees can have information in one place and to ease the entering of the grants program. Then the second learning of the 6-month period is that revocations means causes. So from the revocations that we have had, the most common causes are either legal and tax problems where they cannot receive the money, then the projects are overdue, also differences of funds from what was proposed, like the use of the funds, and also technical blockers. So for this, what we are going to do is to implement the improving of the communication for grantees when they pass, and depending on the category that they are working on, to give them some good practices to avoid these revocations main causes, and to mitigate these causes in future grantees, and to add these learnings also into the frequently asked questions documentation. Then learning number 3 is to improve the grants program awareness. So as I said, during November, we noticed that many people didn't know about the grants program, and they showed real interest in learning more about it and how to contribute to Decentraland. So we have featured this in many spaces, and we would like to implement also sending Decentraland DAO branded kits of swag to welcome future grantees and also help brand awareness wherever these grantees are. Learning number 4, these are 5. It's to keep the program updated based on the grantees' needs. So the changes in the grant program need time to sink in, and also it is important to make an analysis of what works and what doesn't, to add and delete processes that they are needed. So we would like to continue exploring new initiatives such as the Testing Tuesdays or the AMAs in the future, and to adjust these changes of the new framework that passed based on the community's feedback. Coming example is also like the bidding and tenderings and the 6-month analysis from the framework changes. And last learning of this period is openness as a tool. So we found that many projects were not opening up their codes or their processes to the community, and the grants program should be a mechanism for the DAO to grow as a whole, and openness is an invaluable tool for that. So we'd like to continue sharing our internal processes. That is why our commitment for the next period is the creation of an operational guide that openly shows our daily work, our daily processes, for sharing not only with the community, but with the rest of other DAOs that would like to implement these. Last, we have seen a proposal to set up turn limits for the Grant Support Squad, but as any other grant, our turn limit is our grant scope, and if we either do not get the needed threshold or there is a discomfort about our performance, people have the chance every 6 months to not vote on it or to reject it. And that being said, we already posted our renewal a few days ago. It will be open until May the 22nd. So you can check it out. And if you have any questions, you can let us know in the proposal page. And that was it. Thank you so much for bearing with me.
Thanks, Jarcida. So here is the link in the chat if you want to take a look, write some comments or vote. There we are. So now, Fractilians, are you ready?
Oh yes, I just shared it. I did it ahead of time, and you know what? My computer almost just froze. So let's do this.
So, plans finished, and now we're going to see their updates. The first one is NFT shop. So when you're ready.
NFT collections to sell digital assets easily. Collections can be made of pictures or songs, which brands and artists can sell to the public. Inside a collection, it's possible to create the desired items and set attributes such as the number of copies as well as the royalty.
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that.
Introducing DGLive, the new tool for empowering e-commerce in the metaverse. DGLive allows you to create NFT collections to sell digital assets easily. Collections can be made of pictures or songs, which brands and artists can sell to the public. Inside a collection, it's possible to create the desired items and set attributes such as the number of copies as well as the royalty fee the creator or brand will receive if it gets resold on the secondary market. But DGLive shows its true potential thanks to all the features we have developed to allow you to sell in the metaverse. With an interactive 3D environment, brands and creators can sell their virtual assets and manage their shops easily. But also, we have created a new payment experience by letting users pay inside the metaverse with crypto services or using their credit card. All this activity gets tracked by DGLive, which allows store managers to see relevant analytics on their dashboard. And if you wish to sell your assets directly through your website, DGLive offers a tool that allows you to generate a web market that can be easily embedded. Start growing your sales channels today.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you, guys. I put the proposal here if you want to take a look of NFT shop. And I know that there are another project coming in. So next one is the Decentraland DAO Branding. So when you're ready.
Oh, my face. Hello. How's it going, guys? It's Guane. You may know me from the Governance Squad, but now I'm gonna be telling you about this branding project that we have, finished a couple of weeks ago. Just a quick reminder, Decentraland is a brand. There were no explicit guidelines regarding how to interact with the Decentraland brand. The context that we are going through is one in which products and initiatives around Decentraland are constantly emerging. So my wish is to be consistent by design. So that's how I scoped this branding project. So let's get down to reviewing what I uploaded. That was, the final deliverables. I only have 4 minutes, so I just got you through it. This is the most important document, the brand guidelines. In here, we're going to be outlining how to interact with brands, how to create new brands. I want you to remember this for the future. How to use the brand in different aspects, how to, create different brands, new brands, how these new brands or sub-brands could interact with the logo. This is how to think of them. This is how to space it. In here, you're going to see lots of interesting ideas and things to take into consideration. I don't want to take too much time reviewing this. This is important. This is how not to use the brand, how not to interact with the brand. One thing to take into consideration is that even though the foundation was, always aware of the project, these are not to be considered official in any way. They are working on their interpretation of these guidelines that we created. I mean, they did have some sort of guidelines, but they were not this extensive. So what's happened is that they are taking this and they are making some edits so that it will fit what they actually want their brand to be perceived as. So in here, this is just to be considered sort of guide for you guys whenever you want to create new brands. So in here, we're just, suggesting that you use these colors, these color palettes, and we are, getting some typography examples in there. And these are going to be useful whenever we want to create banners, whenever we want to create all sorts of different things, for example, presentations. This document will, above all, help you decide how you want to interact with the brand and different elements that you may want to incorporate in order to create this next asset that you're looking for. Think of all of this as elements that may be used to have a presence on events. Maybe we will want to use this to just, have banners, to create stories for our projects or products living within the Decentraland brand. Maybe we want something for Twitter. In here you'll find lots of different uses for the brand. And, above all, stickers, pins, cards. What if we had a conference, mugs, t-shirts, all of this. So, again, these are meant to help as a guide to us all. So, by this, I don't want you to feel restricted or to feel like you have an obligation to go this way, but just take this as guidelines, as an invitation to interact with the brand like this. Like, this is something that we are going to be implementing for badges, and these were created using the guidelines as inspiration. So okay, branding under 5 minutes. That's it from my end. Thank you very much. Love you. Bye-bye.
That was amazing, I have to say.
Hello.
Where from our side, it's all of that. If someone wants to join to the Testing Tuesday, just let me know. I will put the link here. For those who want to support us or give us some question, here is our government proposal for the renewal. So thank you everyone to support us, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks, Fifi, for that. Amazing updates of the grantees and really good stuff. Well, the one I was doing. So yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much all for the operational updates. I think I'm not missing anything. So yeah, I think we can jump into the open forum. So if anyone wants to state something or make a question about something specific that was discussed during this meeting, this is the moment. I saw that Existence wanted to make a question, so please go ahead.
Okay, cool. Because it was going to be too long to type. So I did a poll recently, which asking, should it be required that grantees include some sort of acknowledgement to, and I'm going to be specific on this, considering there's a separation between foundation and DAO and whatnot, but recognition to the Decentraland DAO for funding their project. Now I know there's, in terms of service, there's requirements. If you use the logos, that there must be, you must state that there's no affiliation or business partnership with Decentraland. My question is any of that going to change? I guess I forget what I really wanted to ask. With these brands, is this something I should wait until this comes out officially as well to put the proposal in the next phase? If that makes sense.
So, hi, this is Wane. Nice to meet you. So if I understand correctly, what you're pursuing will have a brand of its own. Am I correct?
Well, it would require grantees to utilize the logos and recognize that the Decentraland DAO has funded their project in some way without it, I guess, being an affiliation. And I just wanted to know how this might affect that, if I should wait.
Right. There's no work or progress made on that legal end that you're inquiring about. The situation regarding Decentraland brand is that the foundation are the holders of the IP. So yes. In a way, we are like borrowing their brand, so to speak. The way the same applies to the DAO, which my understanding is because we lack the legal status or legal representation necessary. So, okay. Yes. So the way that I would look at what has come out of this grant is simply something that now exists. Before, it didn't exist. This work has been signed off by a designer who hasn't created anything new. If anything, they have created like more tangible, visible set of guidelines that should enable anybody willing to interact with the brand to do so with lots of decisions made for them in order to make sure that the actual end product is, better from a visual and design perspective. Am I clear?
I believe so. And I'd like to say and others have mentioned it, the Decentraland DAO logo looks pretty sharp, especially the one with the black background. So thank you.
That's nice. So now that I'm still speaking, I would like to say one more thing, if I may. Nobody has to do anything with what has come out of this, okay? Like, you don't have to. I mean, yes, it would definitely be nice if you did, like, take it into consideration. Having this material is, in a way, what I have learned matters when trying to build for something that's, not necessarily centralized. So it's like a set of rules, okay? Or suggestions. Like if you want to create a brand around Decentraland, there. Use that.
I think some of what Existence was also asking was that he wants to put forth from the poll to a proposal to ask going forward in the future that grantees put on their plot or whatever something that says, funded by the DAO. He's asking then, should he wait for this branding to be launched so he can include the new branding in it? That's what I think he was trying to ask as well.
Okay. The answer for that again is yes or no. It's completely up to you. There's like this is not set up yet, at least not officially. At least this hasn't been communicated by Foundation. This is not going to be launched officially. Like, these are a set of documents that, like I said, should serve as a point of reference.
Okay, thanks, Juan. Thanks, CK, for the clarification. I don't know if there's any other question around this specific topic. If not, I will remind you that after this open forum, we'll have an In World Meetup at the Decentraland Community Building headquarters with Canessa as our host. So with that said, give again the word to anyone who wants to ask any question or make a comment.
I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I love the branding. I loved it. But is it open source and can we is it usable for everybody? But or is it like only for you or something? I don't know.
The right way to answer that, I think we would have to check if by the time the grant passed there was anything stated regarding IP. I believe, like I said, because this didn't really create new brands, but this project only set some rules in order to determine how to interact with the brand. Like, this is still Decentraland, and if not Decentraland, it's like I said, it's like a recipe for creating something that will look nice. Okay, like it's like a template.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your question, interested. And any other question, any other comment? Please be free. You're welcome to ask anything about the topics that we discussed. Okay, I think that's pretty much all then. And I'll pass it to Fractilian. Well, this is the end basically of our town hall. So I'll pass it to Fractilians for introducing us to the In World Meetup.